Masood Shajar is the chairman at the Islamic Human Rights Commission, joining us live from London. Masood, welcome. So we're seeing Syria was a major player in the Arab world before the United States and terrorist groups like Daesh and others affiliated with Al Qaeda inflicted heavy damage on the country, and now it's back in the Arab fold. It's been welcomed back. Are you anticipating Syria to bring back its influence on the Arab world, for example, the unity of the region?
In short, yes. And really, what we need to recognize, it wasn't just Syria leaving the Arab League. It was the Arab League leaving the principles what the Arab League was established. I mean, let us turn the time back and see what happened. It wasn't just they ganged up with the West and the Takfiris to destroy Syria. What they did was they joined the sort of Western colonial power to go against Arab countries. Let's see what happened with Libya and what happened elsewhere. The reality is that they actually ganged up against enemies of unity of Arabs, and we saw the fall of those countries, which they weren't pro West 100%. You know, they were actually talking about the level of independence for the Arab and for the region. So really, I think what we are seeing now is not just Syria joining. What we are hoping to see, and what we are hoping that we are seeing, is actually Arab League changing its position vis-a-vis protection of the independence of the Arab nations. And we hope that goes far, far beyond Syria. And indeed, we see a sort of turning back the time to the original principles what Arab League was brought together to defend.
You're right. You know, Masood, Syria was a founding member of the Arab League. So, if the Arab League members were to change their position, and there are signs that indicate that this is the case towards Syria, is it because of Syria? You know, they want Syria to come back to the region, support the Palestinians. Laid the foundations of one of the pillars that laid the foundations of for the Palestinian resistance. Or is it because some of these Arab League members realize or see that what happened in Syria could perhaps one day come back and happen to them? You never know with the United States.
Well, absolutely. I mean, there is a combination of all that. There is, on one side, United States is not trusted anymore. People are seeing what United States is doing in region and beyond. It's it's not taking into account the interest of the nations that they play with. I mean, look at Ukraine. I mean, Ukraine is almost destroyed totally. The number of death and destruction taking place just to be a pawn of the U.S. Game in the region. And indeed, if they're doing it to white Europeans in Ukraine, what they're gonna do to people in the Middle East with the brown skin and so forth. So this is actually one of the reasons that we see sort of Arab nations, including Saudi Arabia and others, are not willing to be sort of obedient servants of the United States in the way that they have in past. But also, I think what we are noticing is awakening that without empowering the Arabs as a whole, and indeed others, and having some level of independence, there is no guarantee for the future of those nations. And I think a combination of these have brought an awakening within the region, and within the Arab League that they need to change course. And I hope that this will escalate and this will actually bring sort of the principles of Arab League, including supporting all Arabs, including supporting the Palestinians, including articulating independence for its members and non-interference by the West and others should become much more prominent. And this is what it seems that we are going that direction, and this is extremely welcoming.
Okay, Masood, thank you very much indeed for your remarks. Masood Shajar is the chairman at the Islamic Human Rights Commission, joining us live out of the British capital, London.